All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the WeBook It podcast. Let's start the show.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my singles and tag team competitors. And guess what? And welcome to the Friday Night Throwdown, Lowdown, Hoedown, Bring It Around Town, Crack an Egg, Don't Break Your Leg show. I am your host. They call me the Freaky One, Fritos. I am also your two-time Booker of the Year, and it feels so good to be back. I took a 2-week little hiatus, and I know all you fans are wondering, where did you go? We missed you, Fritos. Don't worry, your boy's back. I'm healthy. I'm safe. I took a little trip to Viva Las Vegas, the home to WrestleMania 41, and soon to be your home to WrestleMania 42, and got married to Gabrielle. Woo! She is now the freaky wife, ladies and gentlemen. I am a little bit upset about the whole trip. You may be wondering why. Why are you upset? It's because you, Rhea. You were supposed to object. I was waiting any moment for you to come down the aisle and object to Elvis. Did you do that? No. Am I a little heartbroken? A bit, but it's fine. I married the love of my life. We had a fun reception. I got drunk. I smoked some drunk cigarettes and ate some pizza. So it was a good time. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I have a great show for you to talk about tonight. And I also have a surprise for Sunday. We know it's all football season. We have high school football going on now. We've got college football going on tomorrow. And we've got the pros. And have something special for you Sunday. But you know what? In honor of one of the great coaches that just retired from College Game Day, Lee Corso, I might do the surprise now because it's my show. In the words of him, fuck it. Woo! One of my little gifts to myself for my wedding. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our show tonight on September 5th in Chicago. Your boy almost got tickets, but wasn't willing to pay the $800 to be in the 300 nosebleed section and $200 to either be behind the Jumbotron. But it's all right. We start off the show with a quick little recap from Clash in Paris. Then going into it, we had John Cena starting off the show with everyone in Chicago screaming, "Thank you, Cena." Cena coming out, being extremely remorseful to the crowd, saying this is where he got his start 20 years ago with that open challenge from Kurt Angle. And he's thankful for the city of Chicago. And going on, saying this is going to be his last Smackdown ever. As he's about ready to leave the ring, Sami Zayn came out, your new United States champion. And surprisingly, the crowd started booing. Sami came out, and Cena's like, hold up, let's see what he's got. Sami being extremely respectful to Cena, and especially for his retirement, saying that he wants to pay homage to him. And says he wants to start doing a U.S. Open title challenge every week, just like how Cena did, and to pay respect to him. And for his first opponent, he wants to have Cena to start it off, which the crowd goes nuts. And we have our first match of the night. Get these notes. Really, the match itself, I thought was probably the best match of the night. We had a lot of homage to a lot of Cena's, some of my favorite competitors that he's faced and feuded with. He paid tribute to JBL. He paid tribute to Edge. He did a spear. He even tried to do it in RKO on Sami. Sami did take advantage of it. Also, Cena did a GTS on Sami as well. But Cena at the very end was able to hit Sami with a AA, and before he could cover, we get hit with Brock Lesnar's music. As Brock's entering the ring, he's taking out Sami with an F5, then hitting Cena with 2 F5s before getting out of the ring and looking at the chaos that he caused for that match, ending this match in a DQ. Like I said, this was the match of the night. We all speculated. There was stuff going on X saying, check out the merch, and there's a Brock Lesnar shirt right there. We knew this is going to set up WrestlePalooza being in Indianapolis. Glad we did see one more match in Chicago for Cena. Kind of a wash, but I appreciate how this is building up to one of Cena's, like they said, most fierce competitors, opponents that he's ever faced in his career. Then going into our second match of the night, it's Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. As Damian is making his way to the ring, Aleister attacks him from behind and drove him to the apron and sent Priest over the barricade with a running knee and sat in the middle of the ring while officials tended to this opponent. We returned back to the ring, despite Meg's telling him not to. As soon as he got back in the ring, Black started kicking him. Then the bell started ringing, and we had the match going on. We had a lot more heel tactics going on from Aleister tonight. So I think that's what we're going to start seeing from him. I thought everyone were going to see this tweener, but I think right now WWE is going to push him to be, I don't want to say your next big heel, but definitely a new heel to probably compete against Cody for that title. Since right now with the World Heavyweight Championship, even though they have that little brief interaction with Aleister Black and Seth Rollins, but we'll talk about Seth a little bit later. But eventually, Aleister Black secures a win with a black mask. Fairly decent mask. This is definitely building up to Aleister being shoved further. I know they have high expectations and high hopes for Aleister Black, and everyone in the back views him as the next big thing going on. It just sucks that I don't want to say Priest is getting buried. I don't want to say that. It's just he's kind of in no man's land, if you will. Kind of hard, but I thought the match itself was fairly great. We also had a backstage segment at this before the match with Miz and Mello asking Nick Aldis for a tag team title match, but it was kind of weird because we're definitely trying to see Carmelo break away because he was probably originally asked for a shot at the United States Championship, but then we get interrupted with Becky Lynch coming out from a SUV. Then going on to our next match is a follow-up from last week. It's the Women's United States Championship match. It's Julia versus Michin. And what can I say about this, ladies and gentlemen? It's a filler match. It's just a filler, like if you watch any anime episode. It's carry on from the match from last week. Michin defeating Kiana James. This was ultimately my piss break. Nothing against the women. It's just something about it is not right. I do believe it's a booking because we did have a little graphic pop up for Julia saying that she's been champion, I believe, for 62 or 69 days. Giggity. and this is her second time defending the title, which to me it is not right. They really underbooked Julia. I know they shot her up fast in NXT and they brought her up quickly. Just for this, they need to do something different. I don't know. Michin's been chasing the U.S. title for a while. And Michin's best work so far, I feel like, has been everything with Chelsea Green. All those matches, just build her up and just be nothing. But ultimately, Julia defeated Michin. And afterwards, Kiana James and Julia attacked. Just a little bit of frustration. Then just ended the match. We did have a setup for a match next week with Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton from a video package, which that video package was solid. I can see them continuing this feud into Indianapolis at WrestlePalooza. And now comes to the main event. You may be wondering, this was a pretty quick show. The John Cena match John Cena segment, may I say, from the start to the end of the match, nearly took up about 45 to 50 minutes if we're not including commercials, which I will talk about that too. The commercials were killer tonight. I swear to God, I've seen nothing but complaints on X from fans. These commercials were atrocious just when they kept coming and throwing at us. Yes, I get it. It's the new WWE, under TKO. They're trying to get as much revenue. It's a business to them. But God, there was some great moments in the Cena match. He also paid tribute to Kurt Angle with an ankle lock. And I wish I could have heard Corey Graves and Michael Cole talk about this, but couldn't due to all the commercials. And it's just tragic. For us as fans to just get bombarded with this. Tell you the truth, if there's anyone watching this that's high up in these companies that do these commercials, I'm not buying a Lunchable just because of these commercials. How dare you take a bit of wrestling away from me because you just want some easy money? And screw you. Screw your Lunchable. But anyways, our final segment of the night. We all of a sudden get hit with Seth Rollins music as he is in the crowd, hyping up the crowd for his wife. And then Becky comes out. She's getting booed and saying just basically how Chicago sucks, which it's hysterical, especially Seth being a huge Chicago Bears fan and going to be on part of Good Morning America, Good Morning Football. Yeah, Good Morning Football, and talk a lot about football, being the Bears fan and all that. But just saying how much Chicago sucks. Then we get hit with CM Punk's music. As Punk's out there, Becky is just going at it and tearing him apart, slapping him left and right. And Punk says, I've got ops. I'm from Chicago. I've got people that could take you out. I'm not going to hit a woman. I've got my sister there. I've got people backstage. I've got Bailey. I've got Rhea, which to me was great. I got scared there for a moment. I thought maybe Roxanne Perez might have come because they've got a deep connection together as almost a father-daughter relationship backstage. But he didn't mention her name in the promo, so I got a little bit worried there. But then he goes, I've got someone here that will help me out. And we get the biggest hit of music ever. It's AJ Lee coming out as she's skipping around as she normally does, comes out to the ring and attacks Becky Lynch. And Punk's out on the side, loving every second of it. And finally, Becky rolls out of the ring, and Seth's coming through the crowd. Punk goes in the ring, kisses AJ, and they're all happy and excited. Ending your show, setting up a huge, probably co-ed tag team match for WrestlePalooza. So the show itself, with the surprises that we had, the first match, I give the show a solid B+. I thought it's definitely setting up something special with WrestlePalooza for this new ESPN era of wrestling that we have with pay-per-views. But I'm just hopefully they can continue this momentum. I wish that we would had more from behind backstage, more wrestlers that could use some more shine, more story development, but I'll take it what we got. They knocked out two of the biggest matches that are going to be on that card. But things have to end like the show did. I was upset. I had to end the show. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Without you, the fans, we want to have this, and we want to spread the love like how CM Punk was spreading his love to AJ, kissing and sharing his love of Chicago. So remember, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I am your host, the Freaky One, Fritos, your two-time booker of the year. And thank you for tuning in. And remember, like Virgil says, keep those booking pencils sharp and keep on booking. Peace.